Right, let me check that. Yep, that's it. We're in. We're recording. So, wanted to go over some of the stuff I've been learning on Facebook just lately. Obviously, we've had some really good pointers from Yelly last week on Instagram, and there was also a great piece on Facebook that she put in. I'm hoping, I don't know if Janine's on, I'm hoping Janine comes on because I haven't done her a slide, but Janine's going to talk to us about a post that she's boosted on Facebook. So she's spent £6.50. She's got 125 likes and 25, something like 25 comments. So I've stolen her post because I'm sneaky, and I literally put it on, and within a quarter of an hour I've got a like and a comment of people, somebody wanting information. So so Janine's hopefully going to be able to pop on and have a look at that. So Facebook. So one of the things to do is have a little look, and this is for all of us, okay, but we're going to learn how to do it ourselves so that then we can teach, obviously, our new people to do the same. So the key thing is to go through, and you can do this. The girl actually said that she logs into her new distributor's Facebook. I'm not, I don't know. I don't know whether people would feel comfortable with that. I might test it out on a couple of new distributors and see what they think without being obviously, you know, this has to happen, just see how they feel about it. But what we want to do is we want to find out how many distributors, how many friends they've got, and whether their list is private. Okay, so one of the key things for any network marketer is that their friends list is private. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll share some screenshots in the comments of this because I've not done that, but it's really easy to do. You probably need to do it on a laptop. So you'll go onto your laptop, go into friends, and it will ask you, or it might be in your settings, to look at your friends, and then it will say privacy settings, and you want it to private so that only you can see who your friends are on Facebook. Okay, because whilst we don't do it, there are other people that would see who your friends are, and they go in and they add them. It's really mean. So that's something that we protect ourselves from. I feel like I need to say boom, but it doesn't work for me. Boom! Doesn't work. Sorry, can't do it. It's where the bloody page won't even go down now. Next. Right, now this was one of the things that I've really liked, and I've started to do, and you can do this on your phone. So I did this on my phone last night. So you will get in your newsfeed lots of basic spam. Okay, so these are people that have paid to be featured in your newsfeed. So they've said, for example, I want to speak to women aged 18 to 50 in this particular look, and so it will come up, okay, in your newsfeed. Now, online claim checker, I don't need that person to be coming up into my feed. That's not something that I'm going to be interested in. So on the top hand right hand side, you'll see a little arrow, this little grey arrow here. Click on that and you can see hide all adverts from online claim checker, or even I don't want to see this. So basically you're telling them I don't want to see anything like this, because you don't, because what's happening is that is clogging up your newsfeed. So when you're scrolling through, these sorts of things will have you know, hundreds of likes and hundreds of comments. So they're going to perform over. So you've got a little prospective distributor that you added who's got a salon, and they're not getting the same amount of likes and comments. So they're pushed down the Facebook algorithm, and Facebook says, I'm not going to show you those things. I'm going to show you online claim checker who's paid and who has got more likes and comments. So we don't want that. So we get rid of everything. Now, I'm not going to tell you that this is a quick job, because it isn't, okay? And the reality is none of this is quick. It's going to be where you go, okay, it's, I don't know, you're having a Saturday night in, for example, and you're going to sit with the voice on in the background and get rid of this stuff and do probably some of your lists and stuff like that, okay? But it will be worthwhile, as we'll go through. So as we've just said, it'll clog your newsfeed, it's taking priority of your friend's stuff, and more importantly, so posts that you're going to want to see so that you can comment on and build a relationship with that person, they're not going to come up. Now this one's a tough one, okay? So we're going to unfollow people from It Works. Now, we're going to follow obviously Mark, Mike, Pam, and your Ambassador Diamond, which is Denise Walsh. And that's pretty much it. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't be friends with other people. And what I would say is if you find that some people give you a lot of inspiration and you want to keep them, then for me personally, I'm going to do that, okay? The Ambassador Diamond in question, who does this training, doesn't even follow her team. Once they hit Diamond, she doesn't follow them any longer. So she's still friends with them, but she doesn't follow them. And with regards to like sidelines and stuff, she doesn't follow them, okay? The reality is that if you have all of black, green and bling, as they say, in your newsfeed, then you're not seeing what the people who you want to be interacting with are saying. So I think there's a balance here. She does it quite extreme. I'm not prepared myself to go that extreme. There will still be people that I follow because I find it inspiring, and also because obviously it gives you ideas of what to post. But the key thing here, and this is something that again I'm not sure about how this is going to work, so we're just going to have to play around with it. But let's say, for example, Karina is putting obviously a lot of posts up about Florida at the moment. I'm liking those posts because that's a nice thing to do, and I want to support her and all the rest of it, and I think it is, you know, it's nice. The problem is that by liking other It Works people's posts, they are the people that are going to see my posts, okay? So if I'm liking Karina's and Kelly's and Claire's and, you know, all these other people's stuff, then they're going to see mine. Now, I find this quite tough because I like all of your guys' stuff because I want to support you, and I know that likes and comments are important for you to get noticed in news feeds. But the truth is that you are probably seeing my stuff more than my customers are because of that. So, but there's ways we can work around that, okay? So just be aware, I think, is don't go randomly just liking everything that, you know, people are putting on there. Loved this. I thought this was a really great tip. And I know I've signed 2 people recently, and I'm speaking to one of them tomorrow, but the other one I haven't really caught up with yet. And that they should get 80% of your time. So if a new distributor comes on board, they should get, so that's not 80% of your day, obviously. This is 80% of the time that you're giving to your It Works business. So you sign a new distributor, the reality is they should get a lot of your time. So that was just a top tip that was thrown in, which I quite liked. Now, lists. So we've spoken about lists before, okay? And basically what you're going to do is in your friends, you are going to have lists of people, okay? So you've got however many friends, you're going to have a list of people who are your loyal customers. You're going to have a list of people that are in your team. You're also going to have a list of people who are potentially going to join your team, okay? And you're also going to have a list of people that are potentially going to wrap, for example. So for me personally, I haven't set the loyal customer one up and I haven't set the team one up yet. They're on my list of things to do. I'm going to be doing those. The potential distributors, I've got two groups at the moment. I've got one, which is basically anybody that isn't an It Works person on my newsfeed goes in that group. Okay, so any of my friends, anybody I'm adding, and I'm calling that group friends. Okay, and the reason I'm going to call it friends is because, say, at this moment in time, Facebook doesn't show people that they've been added to a group. But Facebook are monkeys and they can change the rules at any time. So if at some point in time they change it so that they can see that they've been added to a list and you've called that list potential distributor, they might not take too kindly to that. So I've had to change my list names to friends, would love longer hair, would love to rap, and would love to join the team. So that's how I'm doing it. Okay. What she recommends is the more people in those lists, the better. So for example, if you've got a list and it is basically anybody outside of It Works that are your friends that are potential distributors, because that is, you know, anybody that isn't with It Works is a potential. And you can select it, okay? So you can select that to target. So there's a little picture there that shows, so you can go into every single one of your friends, and again, this is something that you can only do on a laptop, but when you click on friends there, it comes down with a drop-down list, and it comes down with all the possible lists that that person could be added to. So I've got a list called It Works Global, which is everybody basically. So anybody that's vaguely It Works, Facebook automatically puts them into that list. I've got a Molson Coors list because that's where I used to work. I've got Abbott Bain School because that's where I went to school. Burton-upon-Trent because that's where I live. So then I've got family, so people they associate as my family. And then, as I said, I've got this friends, would love longer hair. So they're the lists that I've created. Okay. Now I've done a separate thing on how to do that. So I'll attach it into the thing as to how you create these lists. But it's really, really easy. You go into your friends, it says create list, and you click on it. It really is that straightforward. So you've set up all of these lists, okay, of these people. And every time you meet somebody new, you're going to add them to one of these lists. The other top tip that she talked about was how you're going to post, and this is crazy, 12 times a day. Now, this isn't that your 12 times a day is to a public audience, obviously. So you're going to literally be posting to those individual audiences, okay? So if you've got people that are down as your hair, skin and nails contacts, then you can do a post for hair, skin and nails that you put to them. Now, you might do another post for hair, skin and nails that you do to everybody, because you never know, somebody might just not have expressed an interest yet. But this is going to enable you to up the amount of posts that you put on your personal newsfeed about It Works products, out of clogging up and going to every single person and everybody that you might not want it to, okay? She recommends that every morning you do a morning motivation post, and that you do some sort of before and after, and obviously we want the fun freedom. Okay, so add in friends. So she's recommending that we add 5 to 10 new friends a day. And, you know, this isn't something that's going to feel easy at first, okay? It's going to feel like a challenge because, as she says, everything's a challenge before it becomes a habit. But top tips are only add people with mutual friends. Obviously, don't add people who have got mutual friends that are It Works distributors. So if you're getting suggested friends for people and it's because they've got, for example, Karina Bentley or Rachel Harvey on there, then that's their sort of territory. So it's a bit of integrity there that you're not going to add that person as a friend. But if their mutual friends are like people you went to school with or anything, you're going to add them, okay? And obviously, if you've genuinely met someone for the first time and you've met and you've stood chatting and you're going to add them as a friend, that's fine, because Facebook is going to ask if you know them outside of Facebook. So you want to make sure that you do if you're not adding mutual friends. When we do the 5 messages, the lovely thing is that the majority of people that I'm messaging are messaging Facebook pages. So what I tend to do is if they're a little bit interested, I will say to them, just add me as a friend. So the great thing is that they're adding you rather than you being put in that position where you're adding them and it's saying you've got no mutual friends. So once you've got them added, okay, you're going to put them onto a list. Okay, so they're going to be allocated a list. So whether that's that they're interested in the wraps, whether that's they're interested in the business, you're going to allocate them to a list. I personally, if I'm adding friends, I wait a week until I add them to my Facebook group, because you know yourself, if you've been added by a unique rep and then the next minute, as soon as the friend request cleared, you're in a group, it can feel a little bit irritating. So I tend to leave them a week. So they've probably seen a few of my posts. Then I'll add them into the group, and then it's up to them if they want to stay in there. But she was saying that she does it every night before bed. So you will know the best time for you to do that. But I would try and make that a habit. So like you're sending your 5 messages out to new people, adding 5 to 10 people a day as well is going to be a good habit to get into. So you've got all these new friends, you've popped them into a list, okay? What you're going to do is you're going to go, again, it's on your laptop or a computer, obviously, and you go into your friends and you click on the list. So for me, it's called friends, okay? And then I'm going to go through all of those posts and like and comment away. The thing that happens here is that you've built an interaction with them. Facebook has seen that you've got a relationship with these people. So when you then post something, for example, a before and after photo, or whatever that may be, Facebook goes, oh, do you know what, actually, she's liking and commenting on that person's stuff regularly. I'm going to show them that post. So you actually have control over who sees what you post by what you interact with. So that's a really, really powerful thing to know. And I think it's really important. And I think we're going to have to work with that. So I know for me personally, I'm thinking, well, I want to give a lot of love to my team, but I don't necessarily want it to just be my team that's seeing stuff. So what I might do is I'm thinking to myself, do I actually go, right, okay, so I'll like and post a few things with the team, but then I'll go in, I'll do this, and that's when I do a post. So I make sure that I'm building so that Facebook's showing the right people. It's going to be a bit of a game, and we'll all have different experiences of it, I'm sure, which we'll be able to share. And then, as I was saying, so you've been added to goodness knows how many unique groups, potentially. So we're going to go in and we're going to come out of them. I do it regularly anyway, to be honest with you. I come out of groups. Don't come out of all of them, but I do come out of a lot of the groups. You only want to be in groups that are helpful to you, okay? Because again, that is the stuff that is going to show up in your news feed, and you don't want to be seeing that in your news feed. You want to be seeing people. You want to see your friends for a start. You know, I like to see what my friends are up to, but you're also going to want to see what those prospects are up to. Sales groups. So if you're in any buy and sells or anything like that, either come out of them or switch off the notifications, because you're not going to want to be seeing that stuff. You want your newsfeed full of your friends. The other top tip was to pick one or two social media. Okay, so for me personally, Facebook is the one that I find easiest to use. It's just become quite natural for me to use that. It just feels like a part of my everyday life, as I'm sure it does for many people. Sorry, that's my Instagram reminder, interestingly. My other one is Instagram, so that's my challenge. So I've got Facebook, and I'm learning on Facebook all the time as this is showing, and you know, Yellow's telling us new stuff on Facebook all the time. But I'm pretty comfortable with Facebook. I can do the basics of it. I can post, I can talk about stuff I need to do, I can post in a group, and I can post on my business page. So I'm pretty much sorted with that one, other than getting a bit more organised with my scheduled posts, which again Yellow's helped us with. I'm pretty cool with that. But Instagram has been a real challenge, and again, it's about a habit. It's about forming a habit. So basically, until that habit's formed, I've got an alarm on my phone that goes off every hour, as Dawn will testify, because we sat there. Now, I didn't stop talking to Dawn and start posting on Instagram, just in case anyone thinks I'm really rude. But if Dawn hadn't been there, then I'd have posted on Instagram. Obviously, I'm on this call now, so I'm not going to post on Instagram, but it'll remind me again, and I will. So I've got an alarm that goes from 9:30 in the morning till 9:30 at night. Quite clearly, I do not post 12 times a day, but if I'm in a place where I can do, it just reminds me. So that's really helped me to start to form a habit. So I post a photo and I build followers. They're the two things that happen. If I am in a position where I'm sat down and I'm having, you know, doing a bit of work, and it comes up, I'll do it. And it is now becoming more where I do think to myself, oh, I've not posted on Instagram as much as what I wanted to today, or I've not done my followers. Now, that probably would have been a weekly occurrence that I would have thought that before, but it isn't now. It's daily. Daily, I'm thinking, what have I done on Instagram? So, and that's coming to fruition. So I sold a wrap at the end of the month, which was my first wrap on Instagram. So I was pretty proud of that. And I've got to follow up with a lady who wants a box of wraps. So, so that's really great. And I've got people that I'm talking to about becoming a loyal. I've got people that are interested in becoming a distributor. And I've got a lovely little list of people to follow up with now that's coming from that. Now, it may well be that Instagram isn't your thing. So I know Julie mentioned Twitter. I've never got Twitter. I didn't really get Instagram, but Twitter I just find a little bit more of a challenge. Whether I'll try and master that one day, possibly, but you know the ones that you want to have a go at. So, you know, do what you think's best, but just pick one or two. Other thing is, unlike all pages. So again, this is going to be just a fun job, isn't it, to sit in front of the TV with your laptop and click on, you go into Facebook, go into pages. We don't want to be liking other DTs pages, other distributors pages. Okay, so even though I personally think Claire Williams' posts are amazing, I haven't liked her page. And the reason I haven't liked her page is because if I like her page, I've just told my friends that I like her page. And they might go and like her page, and then they might buy a bloody wrap off her instead of me, and that's not happening. So We don't like other distributors' pages. So if you want to give support to your downline, that's absolutely fine. But what I would recommend is once they're up and running, go in and unlike them. Now, you'll know a lot of them. You'll know a lot of them and what their page names are and everything. So I know what Claire Williams' page name is. If I fancy having a look for a bit of inspiration, I'll go and have a look. It doesn't stop me from doing that. That's the best thing about it. If I want to go and have a look at Stephanie and Joel Dunn, I'll do that. But if I like the page, I'm advertising for them. And however much I like them, I don't want to do that. So we're not going to like all the distributors' pages. I'm going to be going through and stripping out a load of those. Also, we don't want to be liking any pages that you're not really interested in. We've all done it. We've all probably got, Coca-Cola Bus and God knows all different types of things on there. So I'm going to be stripping that back and just going in and unliking everything. And the reason, again, is that you're making room in your newsfeed, okay? So if you're liking these pages and they're getting likes and comments, that's what you're going to see. So you're not going to see your friend who you've been chatting to for months about joining this business. You're going to see the Coca-Cola Bus, and you don't want that to happen. So we're going to make room in our newsfeed, and I'm actually really excited to do this. It's a bit sad, but I'm looking forward to seeing how it transforms what I'm seeing in my newsfeed. And I'm also interested to see what is happening with maybe my inquiries. So if I'm liking and commenting on my prospects rather than other It Works distributors, then am I going to actually get more inquiries? So I think, it'd be really great, and I think we can all share how we get on with that. And then the other thing is, and this is massive, and I think we've talked about this before, but don't share other people's posts, okay? So if you see a great post on Raptastic, off the top of my head, I think that's Julie's. If you've seen a post on Raptastic and you think, do you know what, that's brilliant. It's not naughty to copy the picture and the phrasing, and you'll probably want to, change the words in a little bit. You're going to want to personalise it, make it your own. Whatever you do, don't click share, okay? Because the minute you click share, you've just told all your friends about Raptastic. Now, I don't mind doing that because, you're all in my team, and that's amazing. And if you grow, I grow. But the truth is, you want those for yourself. You want those customers. They're customers that you've worked hard for. They're prospects that you've been talking to. So that's that. So don't share all the posts. Now, I think we're in a bit of a... Oh, that's it, yeah. I thought we were at the end. Let me just check that I've not missed anything. Oh, this was a nice one, is if you're running out of ideas and you think, oh, I can't think of anything to talk about, go into an old post, okay? So, for example, so we've got Tracy on. So, Tracy, when you hit Ruby, or, you skipped Emerald, didn't you? So when you hit Ruby last year, if you went in and just liked one of the comments on there, it pops it back up again. So it pops it back in your newsfeed. And this Ambassador Diamond was saying that she was doing that for team promotions. So if she'd had a quiet month for team promotions, she was going back into old team promotions and liking and commenting on them. And people were congratulating the people. They weren't looking at the date. They hadn't got a clue when it was. But the truth is, it was getting an excitement and getting a buzz going. So that's a really, really good thing to do. And so if you are, like Fee, so just hit executive, you'll notice that when we do the tagging, we're tagging Neil, we're tagging Julie, we're tagging as many people as possible. People haven't got a clue what that means. They just see loads of people being tagged. And it's just, don't be afraid to obviously use your sidelines, downlines, uplines to do that, okay? Because we want to be shown to be a great community. So that's those things. What she also recommended was that it works posts are just for friends and not public. And I don't know how I feel about this one, so I'd be interested to actually get your feedback on this. She said that if she's added somebody as a friend, she doesn't want them to see all it works stuff. She wants them to see her as a person. And then once she's added them as a friend, she'll pop them onto a list, and that's when they start to see the it works stuff. So how do you guys feel about that? Because I like the fact that my it works stuff is public, because I'm quite proud of it, and I don't think that would put, I'm thinking, would that put somebody off, or would it actually make them interested? Has anybody got a thought on that?
Yeah, I think who's talking? Someone else is talking as well.
I can't see because I'm in thingy view. Hold on a minute. Let me get rid of this, and then I'll put you into. I'll stop the share, and then I'll be able to see you all.
Yeah.
Go on, sorry, Tracy.
Yeah, no, I think you should just keep it open as well, so they can see everything, really, because like it just gets a bit, I don't know, it is part of you anyway, isn't it? So
I'm wondering if that's a US thing.
And
I personally don't think we're in that place yet in the UK where we have to hide that we're from It Works, because we're so tiny still.
Yeah. Is she saying it puts it off people off then? Is that what she's saying?
She was just saying that she wants them, when they see her newsfeed, to just see her. But for me, It Works, that is, you know, what I do now. So I think it would be a bit strange. I do use the lists now. So if you sat next to me and looked at my Facebook profile, what you see versus what's on my Facebook profile is very different. I know a couple of you have mentioned that you thought Karina had gone a little bit quiet on posting, and I know that she uses lists, so it isn't that she's gone quiet, she's just directing her posts at people that she wants to see them.
Yeah,
that's not us, which is quite rightly so. We don't want to. So so I think as long as there's a balance, I don't think we're in that position yet. Who else was speaking? Because I didn't see.
Yeah, I think that we should keep it open. I get a lot of my customers from other people's friends and stuff like that, from tagging people. I tag people that like a lot of my posts and stuff like that. I don't necessarily ask them, I just tag them for the fact that they like so much of my posts. So you're clearly interested and you're very much of a good supporter for me. So I tag them in a few posts, and then it's sometimes I get messages that come through that filtered messaging thing on your inbox. And the bad thing about that is, for me, I've got a Nokia Lumia phone, which is clearly Microsoft. So certain things are not supported by that phone. I do have a Samsung phone, but it works when it kind of wants to. So unless I'm on my computer or I'm on my Samsung phone, I can't see the filtered inbox. So there's times where people are messaging me or they've commented, can you check your inbox, please? I've messaged you. And unless they've commented, so I could click on them and then click on their messaging, that's when I see it on my black phone. That's why. So now I know that I'm going to have to keep checking my Facebook at some point on my laptop. Because I have missed a couple of people's messages that messaged me like 4 or 5 days ago, inquiring about hair, skin and nails. Saying, I seen it on this girl's post, you tagged her in it a couple of weeks ago and I've been thinking about it, can I get a sample? So I get a lot from other people's pages, I do, and other people's friends.
It would definitely be worthwhile you doing a list for hair, skin and nails people so that you can direct posts regularly at them. I think that would definitely help, because then you're upping the chances of them seeing it. So I suppose the only thing with the public thing is that they don't stand as much chance of seeing it as if you're doing it specifically to a group.
Yeah.
So, but I think I will be doing a mix. So I will do certain posts that I direct, but I will still do It Works posts that are public so that people, if they are being nosy, can see what they need to see as well. Because you're going to have the stalkers that want to have a little nosy. You've got to give them something to look at, haven't you?
Yeah.
Janine, do you want to share about your boosted post? I'm going to check now if you've had any more comments while you start chatting. Can you unmute yourself, or do you need me to do it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm on 23 comments and almost 130 likes. I've had 6 private emails about the post and a phone call.
Brilliant. For £6?
No, 14.
No, I know, but you said that there was £7.50 still to go of your budget, didn't you?
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was this morning.
So far, you've only actually spent £6 on it. So you put a budget of £2 a day for a week. So that's total of £14. But so far, you've only spent £6.50 and got. I mean, it's just mental. I think it's the picture.
It's 131 likes now, 23 comments and 1 share. I've had 271 post clicks, and I've had a 9,045 reach.
Jeez. Okay, so I put it on. It says I put it on 6 hours ago, but I didn't.
Yeah, Facebook.
I didn't put it on 6 hours ago. I put it on probably 2 or 3 hours ago. And so far I've got 1 like and 2 comments. So I think it was only about an hour. I've got 2 comments already. So it's reached 199 people. And I've had 3 post clicks. But like I say, I've got 2 comments already for people that want to be a mummy model. I've got to read your messages now as to what I send to them.
Yeah, that's all I sent, and then I've got, now I'm interacting with quite a few of them, and then now they want some more specific information on the wraps, and then one of the photos, I sent 5 photos with my email response to them, and one of them I slipped in was a really good one of a pregnant woman with stretch mark cream, the before and after.
Yeah.
And everyone that's responded to my emails have come back asking for information, more information and pricing on the stretch mark cream as well.
Wow.
I've kind of done an upsell on it. So hopefully if I don't get them on the wraps, I'm going to get them on the stretch mark cream.
I love that. If I don't get them on that.
Got to think, visualize.
No, it's the fact that you're going to get them. I'm going to pin them down. And
yeah.
them.
But I was quite shocked because I wasn't expecting any phone calls, because I've been plastering my phone number on posts since November. So when I had the phone call, I was a bit thrown back. But yeah, there's quite a adrenaline from it.
I put my phone number on the post actually.
Actually, on my post, there isn't a phone number on it, so she's obviously taken it off one of the other posts.
No, I know, because I've copied yours exactly. So, but I'm thinking if I add my phone number in it, maybe people will ring as well. And if you can get them on the phone, even better, isn't it really?
Yeah, because I mean that woman literally within a few minutes of putting the phone down sent me a PM through the page with her actual email address as well.
Brilliant.
And I've got quite a few people now interested in the online party, but it's funny how you're talking about news feeds, because I don't understand what's going on with my news feed at the moment, because it's literally just foreign because of all the Spanish and the Italian people that are accepting all my friend requests.
Obviously, you're just liking lots of people.
Yeah, well, they've all accepted the friend request, and they're interacting on my posts now as well, which is quite cool.